I'm hopping on here today because I wanted to talk to y'all about manifesting and like the power of prayer. So I'm here picking up my daughter today, and she decided to take an extra AP class, and it's an English class, a college level English class. So when she does decide to start college, she's a junior now, but when she does go to college, she will have her English, at least her first English class out of the way. So I couldn't not work around that. On my board, where I put up all my goals and all my dreams and all the things that I'm trying to manifest, I have up there a check like for my daughter's full tuition. It's not written out to any specific school, although I should have wrote a specific school because then she'd probably go to the school that I want her to. But anyway, it's not written to any specific school. It's just written out like the full amount of the maximum I'm going to be paying for her to go to college. I also have like my first business card ever from when I started doing locks in North Carolina. And that business card just kind of symbolizes just this whole new chapter of like being a loctician and my passion. I have my hair wrapped up today, so you can't really see my locks, but that business card is like the beginning of everything. And in one of my videos, I think I discussed like how locks have created such a wonderful life for me. Like I've gotten to meet so many wonderful people from all different walks of life. But locks are just like an amazing thing. Like they've done so much for me personally. And this, while I'm making this video about locks and what they've done for me, this video pretty much can cover like any passion that you would have. Like I said, I have my first business card ever up there on that board, right next to that check for my daughter's college tuition, written out to any school USA. I have just been working so hard. Like, if you know when you're starting a business, it's just up and down. You just don't know how it's going to go. But you know that if you stick with it, it's going to be amazing. So I have stuck with this business. I officially started like registered with the state and everything last May. Now I've been doing it for a while. I've went through like a whole different brand name. So like once I've decided like exactly, the brand name and everything that I wanted for my life with locks, um it officially started last May. And so I've been working on that branding and getting my products into stores and building my website and building up my social media and posting all the time. That um that's that's kind of been my main focus. I was in talks with someone to have my own salon. So it was like a salon within a barbershop, but the whole space would be like mine. And I'm telling you, this man had me going. This is not some random stranger. It's somebody I've known where I thought I could take like their word. Not their word like all around. Like, of course, there was going to be contracts and everything. But long story short, at almost the last steps of that whole thing fell through. And it's just the person just decided that wasn't the direction that they wanted to go in. So it was kind of weird. But I knew that trusting and praying and some days fasting, everything that I did would pay off and would get me to exactly where I wanted to go. So, long story short, the shop that I was thinking about going into was sold. And the new owner, that barber, cuts this guy's hair, the guy who actually wound up buying that original shop that I was looking into open up my own spot. And so as they're talking, he says like he doesn't really want to deal with the back half of that. He wants to give it to somebody to turn it into a salon. Listen, and of course the barber plugged me in because he had known the plans. He knew like this is what I was working towards, and he had known everything about like what I was trying to do. All my plans for this whole thing that just fell through because somebody just wasn't really good in that aspect of business. So I've been speaking to him, and y'all, I got my salon. Like my original plans are going forward, and it's so amazing. Something in me just always knows that everything's going to work out and everything's going to be okay. So I always knew I would have a salon. I didn't know if it would be that location. I always thought it would be somewhere else, but I knew that this is what I was going towards, like building this super brand for locks, having the salon space, and just doing great things, like, and great things for the community. So it wasn't like, oh, let me just get in this salon and become a millionaire. It was like, I'm going to do great things for my kids, for my legacy, and I want to also give back. So I'm just saying that God just does an amazing thing, and the power of thoughts and words. Like when I spoke to people, I never said like, "Oh, it didn't go through." No, I just kept saying, yeah, I'm working towards opening my own salon. That's all I kept saying. And and everything I did was still branded with like the salon name and my brand name. So I had the Culture Natural Beauty Bar. And if you type that in, www.culturenaturalbeautybar.com, you'll go straight to my website. And it also is my website for my brand. So if you type in lockedupwithnikki.com, it's also going to take you to that same website. Like, I'm really hopping on here just to give some motivation, and to tell like maybe any aspiring locticians or anyone like with a dream. Like, the main thing you have to be is resilient. I have been working so hard around my schedule because I didn't want to let my clients go when I switched salons. I didn't really have to, but my schedule kind of changed because now I'm sharing a suite with somebody. So I just been working hard to make sure that I'm still able to do what I need to do and to provide for my family while I'm adjusting to that new schedule and adjusting to just the original plan not going through. And every day is persevere. Like, I never stopped and let myself get down. It's just an encouragement. Like, don't let negative thoughts come in when you are focused on something and you want something to happen. Like, just do it. Just do whatever it is in your plans to do. And I'm telling you, I have been doing everything. So everybody who knows me knows I do like 90 million different things. So I've been making t-shirts, I've been selling my products, I've been doing locks, I've been doing Instacart. I have been doing every single thing in my power, and um just continuing to work and push through, knowing that like something greater was going to happen. And I can tell y'all this story. Like, my car, literally, I came, it was Monday. So I came to pick up my daughter from school, and when we pulled off, I heard like a weird sound, and I'm like, yo, what is that? And I said, Lord, like, you got to send me, so like, you got to throw something out here. Like, I'm really working hard and making everything work, and trying to make things happen in my life while I know that things are in the works. Like, our timing is not God's timing. So I've been working really hard just to make sure that everything that I needed was done. Like, my son's tuition was paid, and I could still schedule around picking up my daughter at 4 o'clock from her school, which is 30 to 40 minutes from our home. Um, and so I've just been doing that and just continuously going. So I said, Lord, like, I really need you to come through for me right now, because business is up and down. So business went up. Like, I've been fully booked, and then business dips again, and but it flows, and it's working, because I also have resolved that I'm not going to get another car until I can get exactly the car I want. Like, I always pick out the car I want. Like, I had a Charger when I first moved to North Carolina. So I moved to North Carolina and I bought this Charger, and I'm telling you, I picked that Charger out and I loved everything about that car. But then I had a baby, and that car seat and that stroller, getting it in and out of a Dodge Charger, was not fun. So I let that go, and I went, and I'm like, okay, so my favorite color is orange. So as you can see, I got a orange truck. I'm like, yo, I want this truck. And I went online and I found a truck I wanted, and I went to the dealership and I walked out with that same truck. So I've always gotten the car that I've wanted, but like, I really want to be able to be specific about the next car that I'm getting. And my prayer should probably be more specific, because when I pray for my brand and I pray for my children and I pray for my business, I'm like really specific. So yeah, I've resolved that I'm not going to get another car until I can go ahead and get exactly the car that I want. The car is making this noise. I digress. I'm sorry, I got off a little bit off track, but I had to say that. So the car starts to make this little weird noise. It wasn't like nothing crazy where I was like, oh God, I need to pull over and get this thing towed. It was just a weird little noise, and I'm like, what is going on with that? I remembered that they told me to make sure I check my oil because I have a Hyundai Santa Fe. That's the truck that I'm in. And as they age, as the mileage goes up, they burn oil a lot quicker. So I immediately I hit Google, what is this little sound? And they're like, well, it could mean that you need oil. So I go check the oil, and I needed oil. So since then, the car hasn't made that noise. But I said all of that to say, like, when I first heard that noise, I went and I said, my daughter was talking to me and she was trying to tell me about school and everything. And I said, 1 second, baby, I gotta, I can't, I gotta hear this. And I wasn't, I told her I wanted to hear the car, but I didn't want to be like, hold on 1 second, let me stop and pray while I'm driving. I didn't want her to think I'm closing my eyes or anything. So I listened to the car, and I'm telling you, and I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating, I'm not, this is 100% the truth. I said to myself, I said inside of myself, God, I need you to make something happen. I am working hard, and I'm working around the clock, because as a business owner, you're always trying to come up with new stuff. So I work on that stuff till like really early hours in the morning, and then go to sleep, and then I get back up and I do what I got to do. I'm either in a salon, or I'm running around, I'm Instacart, and I'm doing something. So I said this specific prayer to God, like, God, I really need you to come through for me. I okay, I've been working hard, Lord. And I talked to the Lord like I'm talking to a friend. So I said, yeah, God, like, I've been really working hard, and I really need you to make something happen, because while I'm making ends meet, I'm not doing like hardly what I could be doing, or what the potential that my businesses have to do. And I can tell you, within 4.5 minutes, and no exaggeration, 4.5 minutes, I got a text. And it was just a phone number, but it was from the other barber that I currently work with. So I'm like, what is that? So I said, once I stop the car, then I'll give him a call and see who that is, or if it was even a mistake that he just sent me a random number. Before the next minute passed, my phone was ringing and it was him. And he's like, listen, I just sent you the number to the guy who bought the shop, and he wants to turn it back into a salon. And I told him about you, and I told him that's what you want to do. So call him. I call this man up, and he's like, yes, I'm talking to Trav. And he's like, oh, you got a number from, I keep my Jersey number because I love my Jersey number. And I just got to let people know that I'm still from Jersey, even though I'm in North Carolina. So he's like, you got an up top number? You from up top? And I'm like, yeah, I'm from Jersey. He's like, oh, I'm from New York. He's like, okay, so we're going to speak the same language. So I'm like, yeah. But I started to explain to him, like, this is what I wanted to do with the guy. So he's like, yo, let's do it. So that's what's in the works. In the next couple of weeks, the Culture Natural Beauty Bar by yours truly will be opening up. And I just had to share that with y'all, because the power of prayer, the power of manifestation, the power of being resilient is incomparable. Like, it has never failed me. I can say, like, there's times when I'm like, gosh, it's taking too long. But I know that everything that I ever ask for and ever pray for is coming. Like, it's always coming. Like, God doesn't fail me. So I'm just letting y'all know to keep your heads up, keep your dreams in focus, keep your goals in focus, and just know that as long as you do that, make every day of my life was locked up with Nikki in the Culture Natural Beauty Bar. Every single day of my life was something with that, and building something on it, and thinking about new ways to get it going, like just every single day. And that's how I'm telling you all that that's how you have to be in business. You might not have $1 million to get a business going. You might not have anything going into this salon. I'm gonna appreciate the blessing that it is until it gets to exactly where I want it to be. And the guy was literally like, it was yours until until you decide to leave. So just give me give him a call back, and just to iron out all of the little small stuff. But I got my salon, y'all, and I'm so happy. And I literally, when I got off the phone with him, I started crying, and I told my daughter to take her headphones out, and I told her this exact same thing I'm telling y'all, like, stay focused and send up like real prayers. You pray from your heart, and you keep focused on exactly what you want and what you need in this life. And it can't not happen. Like, the things you really want when you're doing good, like every day I'm doing good. I make sure, like, I put out good energy as much as possible. But every day that you're doing good and you're staying focused, like, those things will come to you. So y'all stay focused. Just the resiliency you're gonna need, and the perseverance, and the the strength you need just to keep going. Like, I didn't think I would be out Instacarting, but I did that to supplement for the times when I don't have a client. Hey, but you always do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. And that's what I always say. Like, I'm gonna always do what I have to do. And it's never like work or I'm like dreading it. I'm like, this is just something else I got to do to get to where I have to get to. So I'm going to encourage y'all to stay focused and keep that in mind. And all of the dreams and everything you want will come to you. And look at me. Like, I'm literally talking to you weeks before I open a salon that a week ago I didn't even think that was going to happen this soon. God's timing is not our timing. So y'all stay faithful, stay prayed up, manifest your dreams, manifest every single thing you want. And that's it. I'm just locked up with Nikki.
Hey, Mom.